Hi guys, welcome to this week's retro review. Today we're getting rather close to the modern era now with the borderlines of where does the retro end and the modern begin. So today what we're looking at is the 1D Mark IV, the last of the crop censored 1Ds. Maybe very soon you might start seeing crop censored R1s, depending on if they make that high megapixel version or not, but for now this was the last pro-bodied crop sensor camera. So let's see how it fares with some photos that I took today. So the first image here we got is of a duck diving to get some food, but why I've included this one in here straight away is just because of the level of detail. So as I've said, I'm using the 500mm f4 on here, and you can see all the beads of water on top of the duck's back there. I've got this at 1/1000th of a second. It's a nice and fast shutter speed, and just the detail of the diving. Just about see the duck's head as well as it's diving through. Its feet just about to breach the water as well there, but the nice droplets of water on there I thought was a nice little added bonus for detail there. Next one here is a seagull in flight. So this is a sports/wildlife camera. This was the last crop censored 1D that they made. So you get that slight extra reach than I'm used to getting with the 1DX Mark II and the R3, but you still point as you usually would. Really easy to find the target and get some nice shots off like this. Really nice detailed. It was very cloudy, you can see by the background. So it wasn't very hard to pick up the bird here. There's no troubles with any reflections at all of the light. But again, really nice, sharp, fast taken, usable photo. Next photo here is a goose. This is more just for the colours and to show off the detail again here. So we got the goose here stood in some water. You got the nice water running off here. The colours of the beak on the eyes, the orange everywhere is really, really nice, highly detailed, and again, a camera, 16 megapixel camera, a little bit of a crop in it, very, very fast and very, very usable. And finally, another one of the geese here, just to show again the detail. You got the reflection of the goose in the water, which is very nice, a bit of symmetry there. But also at the edge of the frame, you've got a couple more of the same geese, and the colours again are still really nice. It shows you edge to edge, really nice imagery, nice blurred out in the background there, but still not distracting too much from the centre of the image here with the main goose there. Cleaning out its beak, a bit of water, you got some droplets falling from its mouth there. Again, very nice camera. I loved having this camera in, where I remember very much using it as a primary and then into a secondary when I got the 1DX, and still absolutely loving it. Now, you can see from that imagery, this is an incredibly usable camera. If there wasn't new technology coming out, I would still very happily use this. This was the first 1D with back button focus. It's incredible from using all these retro cameras how much nicer it is to actually pick up one with that back button focus I'm so used to using now, and be able to just take the photo without kind of fiddle around with the settings as much. Having that crop sensor as well, especially on the 500mm, it just gives you that little bit of extra reach. This is a camera I would, to be honest with you, very happily still use. Now 16 megapixels, still a great number of megapixels there. The autofocus is slightly slower than you expect to find on a 1DX or a 1DX Mark II, obviously. That's why we still continue to use those cameras, and the fact you get the higher megapixels and the higher FPS as well. But if you're on a budget, you can pick these up for about £400 for a pro body with the newer style battery. I'm using the battery out of the 1DX, so the actual newer battery works absolutely fine. You've got your redundancy cards in the back here, and because they are just your compact flash on there and also an SD card, they are cheap as chips to replace and have spares of as well. So if you've got something like an R7, and you're thinking, oh, I want to go pro body, but I don't want to lose out on some of the features and have that faster FPS and something like a 5D Mark III or a 5D Mark IV, I have no issues at all recommending someone pick one of these up. I was using this camera still as a secondary up until 3 years ago, when I started actually almost more collecting cameras and getting the newer stuff, and then considering doing the YouTube channel. I was still very happily using this as a secondary. Took it to Goodwood Fest for speed, used it all for one of the days completely that I was there, used it for static photos of cars too, and just say that extra bit of reach is actually quite nice to have. Sometimes it's surprising how much difference it actually makes. It's like having a converter but not losing that stage of light by using like a 1.4 converter. So absolute pleasure to use this again. I would recommend it to anyone. And yeah, if you're still using this camera, if you've used this camera before, let me know what your thoughts were on it in the comments down below. Let me know what you're using. There's some of you who've given stories about when you were a pro photographer and you picked up the 1D when I was doing videos on the early stuff, and they're really nice to read. I quite enjoy reading those comments because they're super informative and they help the community as well when they're looking at these videos. So if you like this video, you know what to do. Leave a comment as well. Subscribe if you've liked it too, because it definitely helps the channel build, and the bigger this channel gets, the more I can do with the cameras. There is the camera show in March. I will be going to that and filming with Canon. That's all being confirmed now. So if you're there, I'll look forward to seeing you there. If not, please subscribe for more content, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.